Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman, Strat-O-Matic Sports Network, as usual. And we've got a double header. The San Francisco Giants at the Cincinnati Reds, and it's September 8 in our 1969 replay. And I'll be back with the lineups in just a few minutes. Greetings, everybody. It's Jeffrey Guterman in Studio B, located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we've got a double header here. And that's our plan. Now, if I get a phone call that I need to take, I will have to discontinue the game, and of course, we'll resume it as soon as possible. Kathy Harden has arrived. She says, "Hi, hope you got to relax from the other game." That was something. It was a walk-off home run by Cletus Boyer. And I'll tell you, Strat-O-Matic is something, huh? Just when you think that you've hit the doldrums, and, you know, just when I think and question Strat-O-Matic, and Jimmy Jam has arrived. The Braves with a huge win on this date. The first game of this date. We're on a new date, September 8, in our 1969 replay. And with that win, the Braves now take a 7-game lead over the Giants. A sweep today by the Giants can cut that down to 6. And of course, God forbid, if they get swept by the Reds, there'll be 8 games, and that's a lot of games. 8 games behind. So this is probably the most important date for the Giants. Again, in second place, 7 games behind. We got 2 great pitchers, Juan Marichal and Jim Maloney. Marichal comes in with 23 wins. He leads Major League Baseball. And Jim Maloney with 13 wins. He was hurt for part of the season. Let's look at our opening lineups here in Game 1. Game 2 is already set up. In case you're interested, it's going to be Bobby Bolin and Jerry Arrigo. And don't worry, Willie Mays is playing in the second game. He's taken this first one off. He pinch hit, though, in this game. Let's look at our lineups. For the Giants, leading off in right field, Ken Henderson. Batting second at second base, Ron Hunt. Batting third in center, Bobby Bonds. The cleanup hitter at first base, Willie McCovey. Kathy Harden for the Giants. Batting fifth in left, Jim Ray Hart. Batting sixth at third base, Jim Davenport. The catcher batting seventh, Dick Dietz. Batting eighth at shortstop, Hal Lanier. And the pitcher, batting ninth, right-hander Juan Marichal with 23 wins, leading all of Major League Baseball. And there are the Giants. And we are in Cincinnati, Crosley Field. For the home team, Cincinnati Reds, leading off, it's the same lineup. As usual, Pete Rose in right, leading off. Batting second in center, Bobby Tolan. Batting third in left, Alex Johnson. The cleanup hitter at third, Tony Perez. Johnny Bench catching and batting fifth. Lee May bats sixth, he's at first. Tommy Helms at second, batting seventh. Woody Woodward batting eighth and playing shortstop. And the pitcher, right-hander Jim Maloney with 13 wins on the season. And in just about a minute or two, we expect the Reds to take the field. And we want to welcome you to the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. I'm Jeffrey Guterman. I'm on a 3/4 pot here of caffeine. I had 1 pot during the first game. I plan to do this pot as long as it's pleasurable. And then when necessary, we will move on to the other stuff. Again, I want to just let you know, in the event I get a phone call that I need to make, which is quite possible, the game will be suspended and the broadcast will be ended, and then I will resume as soon as I am able. Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Gooderman from Studio B in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. For the first game of a doubleheader, we'll be broadcasting both games today. And we want to welcome you to join us for this exciting doubleheader. So sit back, relax, and enjoy with us. We're at Crosley Field, and the Reds have taken the field. Maloney on the mound, taking his warm-ups, catching him his bench. In the infield, it's May at first, Helms at second, Woodward at short, Perez at third, outfield left to right, Johnson, Tolan, and then, of course, Rose. Giants find themselves now 7 games behind in second place. They've lost 3 in a row, so have the Reds. Leading it off is Ken Henderson for the San Francisco Giants. Henderson, switch hitter, batting left against Maloney. Henderson steps in the batter's box. Maloney is set. Here's the windup. And the pitch to Henderson. That's a 6-3 left-handed fly ball left X. That will be for Johnson, 425 on a 6-3 left-handed. That is a re-roll. That will be 8-4. He's at 25. Ooh. It's going to be an S2. E25. That's 10-16. On an E25. And it is also booted. It's an S2 E1. And that is a single and an error by Alex Johnson. And Henderson is on second base. What a way to start. It was a base hit to left by Henderson, and then it was booted by Alex Johnson out there. So the Giants now have a runner on second with nobody out. Here's Ron Hunt now. Here's Maloney from the stretch. And the pitch to Hunt. That's 410 right-handed, and he walked him. Maloney in trouble from the start. Hunt on first, Henderson on second, and here's Bobby Bonds. McCovey on deck. That is good coffee. Here's Maloney now. The pitch to Bonds. That's 6-7 right-handed. Grounds it to third, forcing Hunt at second. Henderson will go to third, and Bonds is on first. So it's 1 out, first and third. Bonds being held. 1 to 15, but he's a 1 to 11 with bench. And here's Strat-O-Matic now. First and third, one out. Reds would be looking for a double play here. Maloney now. Oh, so sorry. Oh, Christ. Maloney and the pitch to McCovey. That is 6-8. Left-handed, grounds it to second, forcing Bonds, and Henderson comes home. The only play, he had a play to second. Couldn't get it off to first, and Henderson comes home on that. And it's a 1-0 ball game. It was first and third with one out, and it was hit to second baseman Tommy Helms, and he had to step on the bag, couldn't throw it even to first, and it was too late. Henderson came across. Kathy Harden for the Giants. 1-0 Giants here, 2 outs now with Stretch on first. And here's Jim Ray Hart. Maloney. And the pitch to Hart. 5-6, right-handed, walked him. I'll tell you, it's a tough inning for Maloney. First and second, he throws his second walk of the inning. And Jim Davenport is the batter. So Maloney is not out of this yet. Okay, here's Maloney. He gets the sign from bench. I could be doing a lot of writing, and this could be a long one. As long as it's the Giants, it's fine by me. And here's Davenport. That's Kathy Harden said that. 111 right-handed, taps it to first, and Lee May has it, and he'll take it to the bag, and the side is out finally. There was one run on one hit, the error, 2 walks, couple force outs, and 1 left on. Two left on, I'm sorry. After a half, it's Giants 1 and the Reds coming up, and I said that's fine by me. That was me who said that part. So we've gone a half, it's 1-0. Here's Juan Marichal. Big kick in his delivery. Juan Marichal takes his warm-ups. And Pete Rose leads it off. Big hand for Pete Rose. Big hand for Rose from this hometown crowd. Okay, Juan Marichal is ready. Rose in the batter's box. Here's the windup and the pitch to Rose. That is 3-6 right-handed, and it's a base hit. So Rose opens it up with a single off Marichal. He's on first. To start it off, here's Bobby Tolan. I think I'll get some more coffee here. I don't care how long it lasts, because I got something, the other stuff coming up right behind. Tolan at the plate. Here's Marichal from the stretch, and the pitch to Tolan. Oh, Tolan lays it down. The infield comes in on that. He's a B. That'll be 8B now. And it's hit to first. McCovey has to take it to the bag, and Rose goes to second. It's a sacrifice bunt for Tolan. So that puts Rose in scoring position with 1 out. And here's Alex Johnson. Yowza. Oh, that is good coffee. Even though it's not quite what it used to be for me. Early morning is still great, but hey, Johnson steps in here. Marichal from the stretch now with Rose on second, 1 down. Here's the pitch from Marichal. Big kick, 3-9, grounds it to short. Lanier holding Rose, throws it to first, and it's 2 away for Tony Perez. This is a hard-hitting lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. 2 outs now with Rose in scoring position. Clutch situation for Tony. Here's Marichal. The pitch to Perez. 5-8, right-handed, grounds to second X. That's for Hunt at 218. 2-2, it's an S1. I'm not sure if this will score, Rose. It's 11-14. Hunt is an 18. 11-14, 18, 14. It's an S1. And it is a base hit, and Rose has to hold at third. It was a shallow single just past Hunt, and Bonds came in quickly to throw it home and hold Rose at third. So it's first and third, 2 down here, and bench comes up in a clutch situation. Oh, here's Marichal now. And the pitch to bench. That's 5-5 right-handed, and he struck him out swinging. And the side is retired. First strikeout for Marichal. And it's no runs, 2 hits, and 2 left on, and after 1 here at Crosley Field in Cincinnati, Ohio. Giants 1, Reds nothing. Maloney comes out. He had a busy first inning. Allowed 1 run. Dick Dietz will lead it off. It's going to be Dietz, Lanier, and then Marichal, and the Giants top of the second. Maloney is ready. And here's the pitch to Dietz. That's 1-8, right-handed. He walked him. Third walk given up by Maloney. Dietz on first to lead it off. Here's Hal Lanier. Switch hitter, batting left. Oh, good coffee. Let me calm down. Oh. Here's Maloney now. From the stretch, the pitch to Lanier. 6-10, switch hitter batting left, grounds to short X. Woodward is a 330. .330. That's going to be a 15-3 G1. This could be 2. 4-6-8 on an I'll get it out. E30. It's a clean G1 with a runner on first, and it is a double play. Very nice play. It's Lanier. I'm sorry, it's Woodward to Helms over to Lee May, and it's 2 outs, nobody on. And here's Marichal. Lots of baseball for you this afternoon here on the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. Okay, Maloney. He gets the sign from bench, the wind-up, and the pitch to Marichal. That's 6-10, right-handed, grounds to short again for Woodward, 330. That's a 1-3, and that's going to be an S2. E30, 6-12-14. It's going to be a base hit. So Marichal gets a single with 2 outs. The double play is more important than ever, as we could see. And here comes Ken Henderson, reached on a single and an error, and scored in the first. Marichal on first, 2 down. Henderson, switch hitter, batting left against Maloney. Maloney working from the stretch. Henderson, switch hitter, batting left. The pitch from Maloney. That is 6-7. Switch hitter batting left, grounds to first, scooped up by Lee May, and he takes it to the bag, and the side is retired. So it's no runs for the Giants in the top of the second. 1 hit, a walk, and 1 left. We're in the middle of the second. It's a 1-0 ball game. Woo! Here's Juan Marichal on the mound, his second inning. Lee May will lead it off. Okay, Marichal gets the sign from Dietz. Here's the wind-up, big kick, and the pitch to May, 1-11, and he grounds it to first from McCovey. Takes it to the bag, 1 away. Tommy Helms, the batter. Helms steps in the batter's box. Marichal. And the pitch to Helms. That is 6-3 right-handed. That's going to be a fly to left. X. Going back for that is Hardy's, a 4-16. Whew. 4-16, 13-4. That's an F1. Let's see if he can get this. 6-8-10. Hard a 16-10. And he makes the catch. 2 away. Nice catch by Jim Ray Hart. 2 away. here in the bottom of the second, and Woody Woodward is the batter. Okay, Marichal. The wind-up, the pitch to Woodward. That's 112 right-handed. Lines it to second, right at Hunt. And the side is retired. A 1-2-3 for Marichal. We've gone 2. It's 1-0 Giants. This is our 1969 replay. We broadcast every game, not just some. We're on September 8, 1969. First of a doubleheader here. Jim Maloney takes the mound. And leading it off is Ron Hunt. He walked and was forced. Oh. Here's Maloney. The pitch to Hunt. That's 4-7 right-handed, and that is a fly to center. Going for it is Tolan, and he makes the catch, 1 away. It was a 4-7 right-handed. Now Bobby Bonds, he reached on a force in the first. McCovey on deck. Maloney now. And the pitch. That's 6-9 right-handed. Grounds to short X. Getting a lot of X's here early on. That will be Woodward, 330. 19-3. That's a G1. 6-10-12 E30. Oh, and he boots it. Oh, it was booted by Woodward. An E30, and Bonds is on. Unfortunately, and that's the second error for Cincinnati. Fortunately, he would be a 1-9, 1-11 with bench there. Now here's McCovey with Bonds on first and 1 down. McCovey 0 for 1, reached on a force. That brought home the run by Henderson. Bonds with a lead off first. 1 out. The pitch to McCovey. That's 6-7 left-handed. Grounds it to first, forcing Bonds. And that'll be 2 away with McCovey on first. And Jim Ray Hart is the batter. He steps in the batter's box to face Maloney. 2 Jims here. Maloney facing Jim Ray Hart. Hart walked in the first, left on. McCovey on first, 2 down. Maloney now. And the pitch to Hart. That's 3-10 right-handed. Hit him. Oh, he hit him. Looked like almost on the side of the buttocks. It was right on the upper area, just below the hip, almost on his buttocks. I guess that's about as good a place to get hit if you need one. So Hart on first, McCovey on second, 2 down. And that'll allow Davenport in a clutch situation here. Maloney now trying to get out of this. And the pitch to Davenport. That is 4-8 right-handed. And that is a liner to short caught by Woodward. Oh, nice catch by Woody Woodward. Again, a 4-8 right-handed, single 1 to 9. It was a 19. Woodward makes the catch, and the side is retired. It was no runs, no hits. The error, the hit by pitch, 2 left. We're heading to the bottom of the third. It's Giants 1, Reds nothing. Marichal on the mound, retired the side in order in the second. And Maloney will lead it off. Maloney, a 7 NR, good hitting pitcher. Here's Marichal now. The pitch to Maloney. That is 1-5, and he struck him out. That's the second strikeout for Marichal today. And it's Pete Rose, singled in the first, left on base. Rose switch hitter, batting left against Marichal. Here's Marichal now, the wind up, the big kick, and the pitch to Rose. That is a 111 right-handed, and it's hit deep by Rose. Oh, my. Way back, and it's gone. Rose hits the home run. Off Marichal. He got a hold of a good one, and that's going to tie up this ball game. Let's look at that again, please. 111 right-handed, home run 1 to 13. It was hit to left, deep, and it's gone. Let's put that in the books. We do it real time. Rose said in an interview that he could hit 40 home runs a season, but his average would be about 260. I think that applies to a lot of great hitters. For Pete Rose, that's home run number 13. He hit some anyway in his career. He had a 16 this year, which is pretty good for him. That's the 13th for Rose on the season. You got a hold of one off Marichal. So 1 out, nobody on. It's a 1-1 ball game now. And here's Bobby Tolan. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first. Marichal gets the sign from Dietz. Here's the windup and the pitch to Tolan. That is 5-8 left-handed. Grounds it to second X. That's for Hunt. A 218. Ron McGrath has arrived. I'll get to that in a second, sir. Right in the middle of an X roll. Hunt 218, 17-2. It's a G1. 5-9-12 on Hunt and 18. And he throws him out, 2 away. Ron McGrath has arrived. And I say, Ron, I'm doing fine. And we have a doubleheader here. The Cardinals, by the way, Ron is maybe our biggest Cardinals fan here, and I won't forget that. I hope I'm right. They're now only 3.5 behind after beating Montreal. They've won 3 in a row, 3 1/2 games behind the Pittsburgh Pirates, who lead in the NL East. It's 2 outs, nobody on. The home run this inning by Pete Rose has tied it up at 1, and here's Alex Johnson. Marichal, the windup and the pitch. That's 2-5 right-handed, and that is a base hit by Johnson. So Marichal getting hit. He had a 2.10 ERA. You know, these great pitchers, you wonder sometimes, how did anyone ever get a hit off them? But I guess they did. Kurt Miller notes that Rose hit 341 lifetime against Marichal. Boy, that is some average against a superstar pitcher in Juan Marichal, and he had 4 home runs in that. So Johnson on first, 2 down. Here's Perez. Marichal trying to settle down here. Perez singled in the first. Here's the pitch. 6-7 right-handed. Fly ball to center. It's a clean, beautiful fly ball to center for Bonds. He's under it, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired. But 1 run for the Reds on the home run, the 1-out home run by Pete Rose. We've gone 3 here at Crosley. And it is a 1-1 ball game. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network, and I am Jeffrey Guterman, and we are, how could we put this? 1/6 through our doubleheader, if you will. And we'll be back in just a minute or two. Indeed, Kathy Harden, we will be back. Hey everybody, it's Jeffrey Guterman, Studio B. After 3 innings of this first of a doubleheader, it's been a lot of action already in the first 3 innings. Giants scored a run in the top of the first, and then Pete Rose, the home run off Marichal. And it's tied at 1. Maloney takes the mound. In case you're wondering, in the second game, it will be Bolin for the Giants and Jerry Arrigo for the Cincinnati Reds. Maloney taking his warm-ups. And Dick Dietz leads it off. Dietz walked in the second. Here's Maloney now. And the pitch to Dietz. 3-5 right-handed, struck him out. And that is the first strikeout for Maloney today, one away. These could be the biggest games in the season for the Giants. They were 6.5 behind the Braves, and Braves have already finished their game today. They won it on a walk-off home run by Cletus Boyer with the score tied in the bottom of the ninth. The leadoff hitter. And so the Braves now 7 ahead. Here's Hal Lanier now, 1 out, nobody on. He grounded into a double in the second. Maloney into the windup. Pitch to Lanier, 2-7, right-handed, grounds to second for Helms. Over to May, 2 outs. And Marichal is the batter. Right-handed hitter, he's a 2 WR, steps into the batter's box. Two for the price of one, baseball demos. You got it. Here's Maloney. And the pitch to Marichal. That's 112. He lines it to short, caught by Woodward. And the side is retired. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 1-1 ball game. It's Juan Marichal on the mound. Bench will lead it off. He struck out in the first. And let me get some coffee. No baseball demos, doubleheader means coffee until it runs out, and then a move to cannabis. Baseball demos, we have timed this almost perfectly for a 3/4 pot of coffee, which I don't even know if I'll finish, and then I move on to the other stuff. In fact, this looks like this might be close to the last cup. Yeah, this is it. There's nothing to speak of in terms of the canarps of droplets left. This will be the final cup. It's medical. Boy, that cup is filled. I'm gonna have to sip it without picking it up for a little bit. Indeed. Here's Bench to lead it off, facing Marichal. Bottom of the fourth. Rhodes Scholar for the Giants all afternoon. Here's the pitch from Marichal. And it's a 1-9 right-handed, and he chops it to second for a Hunt, and he fields it, throws to McCovey. It's 1 away. Now Lee May. I'll tell you, this lineup, this Reds lineup, unbelievable. May grounded to first in the second. It's 1 out, nobody on. Again, all tied up at 1 here in the first of a double. Marichal gets the sign from Dietz. The wind up, oh, the big kick and the pitch to May. That is 1-3 right-handed. It's a fly to left, deep but playable. For Jim Ray Hart, he makes the catch, 2 away. For Tommy Helms. Whew. Helms flew to left in the second. Marichal winds and deals. Oh, it's a 2-11, and he pops it up behind the plate for Dietz. And he makes the catch on the side is out. It's a 1-2-3 for Marichal here in the fourth. After 4, still tied at 1. I don't know about any of you, but I feel tension. I have an anxiety disorder anyway, folks. And today is no exception. I took one, Kathy, to calm myself. I'm taking about 1 daily. I did skip a couple days, but that helps. Maloney takes the mound. Top of the 5th already. And it will be the top of the order for the Giants. Henderson 1 for 2. Singleton scored the lone Giants run today. Maloney on the mound. Whew, Lord. Here's Maloney now. And the pitch to Henderson. That's 4-12. Switch hitter batting left. Grounds to first X. That will be May, a 3-12. That's a 1-3. It's an S2. So it's going to be at least a base hit. 4-6-7. He's E12. It is a single by Henderson to lead it off, his second hit of the ball game. Henderson on first. Here's Ron Hunt now. It's the vibe that Marichal gives off. Is that it? That's making me anxious? Kathy, is that what you mean? Hunt walked and flew to center. Here's Maloney from the stretch. Henderson the go-ahead run on first. The pitch to Hunt. Oh, and Hunt lays it down. The infield stays back. He's still an A bunter. It's a 9. And it's a beauty. Hit to third. Perez can only go to first. And Henderson is on second base in scoring position with 1 out. So the Giants fighting for a run here. He could be betting on this game. I was going to say when Marichal, I think Marichal's in the Hall of Fame. I was going to say when he was facing Rose, 2 future Hall of Famers facing each other, but no, there's no betting in baseball. That's a sin in baseball, an unforgivable sin. I don't want to get into a pissing contest about it, but if you bring him back, then you got to bring back all the Chi Sox. And that would certainly be Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame. I mean, what's right is right, folks. And what kind of message would that send to baseball and the world? What kind of country are we? Are we going to be a country that does what it says? I don't want to get into a pissing contest. I don't bring any emotion into it. Okay, I don't dislike him. Here's Maloney now, facing Bonds. Henderson on second with one out. From the stretch, Maloney. And the pitch to Bonds. And that is a 3-7 right-handed. Struck him out. A big one. You agree, Joel Horland? You know, I don't want to get into, pissing contests, disagreements with people. I just think it's basic logic and ethics, the argument that I laid out. Here's McCovey now. If you want to disagree, that's fine with me. I'm not going to think worse of you or anything like that. It's 2 outs in a clutch situation. McCovey at the plate. We're already in the top of the 5th. Henderson, a short lead off second. McCovey 0 for 2, reached twice on a force. Maloney has made him hit it into the ground. Okay, Maloney now. And the pitch to McCovey. Whoa, it's 4-6 left-handed, and that is a double down the line for McCovey. Henderson comes home. It's 2-1 Giants. A clutch double by Stretch. Let's look at that again there. It was 4-6 against the right-handed. Against the left-handed, I'm sorry. Double 1-11. That was hit into right center. Woo! And Henderson came home. It's 2-1 ball game now. McCovey on second with 2 down, and it's Jim Ray Hart in a situation. And Maloney's first endurance is the 7th. Marichel's the 9th. Hart walked and was hit by a pitch. Here's Maloney. The 2 Jims facing each other again. The pitch to Hart. And that is a 1-8 right-handed. Grounds it back, a tapper to Maloney. And he throws it to May at first, and the side is retired. But another run for the Giants. The single by Henderson moved to second on the sacrifice by Hunt, and then McCovey knocked him home with the double. We're in the middle of the 5th. It's a 2-1 ball game. Marichel takes the mound now. It will be Woodward, Maloney, and Rose due up. Leading it off for the Reds will be Woody Woodward. Popped to second in the second. Oh, here's Marichel now. The wind up, the pitch to Woodward. 1-8, right-handed, fly ball center, high and playable by Bonds. And he makes the catch 1 away. Now here's Jim Maloney. A 7 NR. Reds down 2-1. Marichel gets the sign from Dietz. He's set. That's 6-8, right-handed. Pops it up to third for Davenport, 2 away. And here comes Pete Rose, 2 for 2 today. Marichel allowed a single to Rose in the first, and then the solo home run with 1 out, which is the only run for the Reds today. Rose switch hitter batting left against Marichel. Here's Marichal now. Situation. Anytime. Demos, you steal whatever you want. It's all common, what's the word there? Common something. The movement to make everything copyright free. Commons, whatever it is. Here's the pitch to Rose. 5-9, switch hitter batting left, a chopper to second by Rose. And Hunt has it, throws to McCovey, and it's a 1-2-3 again for Marichal. And we've gone 5. And it's still a 2-1 ball game. Maloney takes the mound top of the 6th, and Davenport is the batter. Davenport 0 for 2. Maloney, he's allowed 2 runs in 5 innings. Davenport again 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-4 right-handed, catcher X. Bench is a 1-3. One, 3, 5-1. That's a P/P. 6, 11, 15. Bench a 3. It's going to be a clean P/P for, with nobody on base, a pop-up in the infield, caught by Bench, 1 out. Now here comes Dietz. Dietz walked and struck out. Hal Lanier comes out on deck. Maloney now. The pitch to Dietz. That is 3-11 right-handed, and that is a liner to short, caught by Woodward. Nice catch by Woody. 2 outs for Hal Lanier. And Marichal comes out on deck. 2-1 Giants. First of a doubleheader. Giants batting top of the 6th, 2 down. Marichal for the Giants, Maloney for the Reds. Lanier is 0 for 2, and the pitch from Maloney. And that is 2-11 right-handed, chops it to first for May. And he takes it to the bag. It's a 1-2-3 for Maloney. And his first endurance inning will be the 7th. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1. Here's Marichal. Heart of the order for the Reds, Tolan, Johnson, and Perez, and it just goes on from there, Bench and May. Tolan steps in. He's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. The wind-up, big kick by Marichal. Pitch to Tolan. That's 2-7 right-handed, fly ball left for Hart, 1 down. He's retired 8 in order, Marichal. Here's Alex Johnson, 1 for 2. Okay, Marichal now. The wind-up, the pitch to Johnson. That's 3-7 right-handed, grounder to short. Lanier has it. Takes it on 1 hop, throws to McCovey. It's 2 outs for Tony Perez. Perez 1 for 2. Singled in the first, left on. And here's Marichal. The pitch to Perez. That is 1-5 right-handed, and that is a base hit for Perez, a 2-out single. Got a nice hit on that. Bench comes up. Marichal now from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Bench. That is 6-9 right-handed. Grounds it to short X. For Lanier, 229. Oh, that's a 7-2. A G2. E29. 6-12-13. And he throws him out. Nice play by Lanier to end the inning. It's no runs, 1 hit, the single by Perez. We've gone 6 full. And it's 2-1 Giants. My name is Jeffrey Guterman. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. I need to use the lavatory and get myself together. We'll be back very shortly. Just a few minutes.
Oh, that was good. Oh, that was very good. Oh, oh, Christ, that was good. Oh. Let's see if there's anything left in here. If you would all just give me a minute or two to savor this, to relish this, to just enjoy this before we get back to this ball game. Oh, that's so good. I want to thank all of you for tolerating this part of my broadcasts. I know it is an intimate thing that I do. It's very real. It's very authentic. I'm not putting anything on.
Ooh, oh, that was great. Fuck it. Fuck it. You know, Kathy, I come up with all sorts of coping methods, cognitive methods, things I can say to myself, like coping self-statements, and I just came up with one if I could only go with it. Fuck it. And I'm talking about the anxiety. I do have my social issues, my relationship issues that are events out of my immediate control. But as far as this anxiety, which troubles me in itself, to the point where I get anxious about being anxious, I can say fuck it, so I feel uncomfortable. Okay, it's not good, but it's not the end of the world, and I can handle it. Fuck it. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Guterman again, and we are in Studio P. I hope you didn't mind that little, what can I say, excursion. We got a ball game, shit. And it's 2-1, this shitting the hell out of me, this game. Maloney will take the mound. Maloney's been very effective. 2 runs in 6 innings. He's gotten into trouble a bunch of times, but he's held them 2-1 ball game due to Rose's home run off Marichal. And we're heading to the top of the 7th, and look who's coming up to lead it off in the top of the 7th for the Giants. It's a Juan Marichal, and he is a 2WR. Juan steps into the batter's box. He's still alive. Boy, is he kicking. You know that? He's kicking up a storm. Did you see the interview with him? And don't worry, folks. If you see my score sheet be lopsided, I'll eventually pick up on it, and I don't let it ever So it's just a matter of time. It's almost like a temporary thing. If you're wondering why all of the discoloration, the darkness, these are oils and dirt from my hands touching the cards. And sometimes you'll see a spot of coffee. The Expos got hit hard, but fortunately only on the side of the card with coffee. And Maloney on the mound taking his warm-ups, and I'm digging this game. How about you, folks? Anybody else? I know Kathy's there. Okay. She doesn't have, but anybody else? Anybody else out there for this ball game? And this is not just any replay, folks. This is our replay, and this is the one. What a doubleheader for the Giants. The pressure to sweep. But you got to admit it, Kathy Harden. Braves, that Braves team, you know, a good team often wins a lot of clutch, a lot of lucky, a lot of one-run games, and that home run by Cletus, wow. Whew, Lord. Well, here's Marichal in the batter's box. He singled in the second, was left on, popped to short in the fourth. Maloney now in his first endurance inning. And the pitch to Marichal. That is 5-6, right-handed, walked him. Oh, he walks Juan Marichal, and he'll take the jacket. I think the jacket, when worn, is more for protection than the temperature, really. And you might as well then just put on a whole padded torso top. Put on a whole with super padding. You know, almost like a football player. You got to measure mobility, though. It's Marichal on first to lead it off. Some insurance sure would help here. And a nice base hit, a walk drawn. He also singled in the second. Here's Ken Henderson now. He's had a day. 2 for 3 already, singled twice and scored both runs. And both were knocked in by Willie. And I don't mean Mays, he's not in today. He'll be in the second game, which will be a lot of fun. And here's Maloney, the pitch to Henderson. That is 3-7 right-handed. And not being held, grounds to second, scooped by Helms, steps on the bag and throws to first for a double play. That's the way I like to do it. You can score it any way you which like. And that'll be 2 outs, nobody on. 3-7. Right-handed, not being held. And here's Hunt. Hunt's been busy today in the field and then at the plate. He walked, was forced, flew to center, had a sacrifice bunt that set up the run scored by Henderson. When on second, Henderson scored on McCovey's double, and that was a 2-out double. It's 2 outs, nobody on, Hunt at the plate. And Hunt calls time. He steps out of the box, fastening his glove a little better, touching himself in different parts of his body. He's back in the box now. A lot of rituals, a lot of superstition. 2 outs, no one on. And the pitch to Hunt. That's 3-8 right-handed. Hit him! And it looks like Hunt ran into the ball. That's at least that's what Maloney, and you know, they used to complain about that shit all the time. He was hit, I don't think they have hit by pitch on here. But you go look him up, sometimes in the 50s. So you ask, why does one guy get hit 50 times? And he tries to hit the ball with his body, and it did, if I may be frank. That ball came down low, and as it was sinking, Hunt, the right-hander, moved his ass into the ball. And if I could just demonstrate to you how it was, and I can't do a great job, but it was something like this. Hunt, the right-hander, at the plate, and then in slow motion, I hope I don't have any stains. Oh, I should have checked that first. He stuck his ass right in there. And Maloney is talking, and I don't know who the Reds manager was. It was not Sparky yet. It was not yet Sparky. But whoever the hell it was. And they're walking off. Maloney being pushed gently away by the pitching coach, and he's telling him, let's get on with this ball game. So Hunt will take first. The umpires will, no can do. He fucking, you know, but that thing, he went right into it. He stuck his ass in front of that pitch. I saw it. You didn't see it. I understand. And there are some things I really dig about baseball, and that's when you can have unique stuff. And that is and he's not the only one. There's a handful in lifetime with the leaders. Dave Bristol is the manager, Kurt Miller knows, for Cincinnati. And we want to say once again to everybody how grateful I am for the input from you all. It's my lifeline. This is my social connection. This is my fun, my recreation, my relaxation time. And if I pace myself, what we got here, we'll probably get an interruption from a phone call from my son. And if that be the case, just look for the broadcast to end, and it'd probably resume within a half an hour. With this one, this might be a big call. You just look on the landing page, but I promise you, unless I'm in crisis, and even if I am, I may do a My Glamorous Life, I will be back for the conclusion of this doubleheader. To the best of my ability. If I run out of elephant juice, so be it. So we're back to the ball game. Bristol has gone back into the dugout. It was a friendly inquiry as to how many frickin' times you're gonna let this guy do this. And Bonds comes up now with Hunt on first and 2 away after the double play. And we want to welcome you back, and we are sorry for the interruption. Whenever you get a slowdown like that, just let it ride. Just let it ride. 25 times in 69, Kurt Miller notes, and 50 in 71. Now, 29, that's kind of low for him. Also keep in mind, well, he did have 407, over 500 plate appearances. So Hunt on first with 2 down, and Bond steps in. He's 0 for 3. Force out, reached on the error, forced out, and struck out. Maloney in his first endurance inning. What reenactment? Because thank you very much, Kurt Miller. He stuck his ass right in there. Shit. Here's I know you didn't see it, so I wanted to give some sort of example. Here's the pitch to Bonds. That's 2-9 right-handed, and he struck him out. I'll tell you, Maloney has been tough today. His 3rd strikeout, he gets out of that. What I'm always looking for in a pitcher is a pitcher not who can let no runners on base, but a pitcher who can end an inning with runners on base. To not let runs come in and get runners on base and get out of it. That's what I'm looking for. You'll always get your 1, 2, 3 innings. And in the middle of those, by Maloney today, he has held the Giants to 2 runs, and that's very dangerous against these powerful Cincinnati Reds. And here's Juan Marichal now in his 7th inning. His first endurance in is 9 now. We are at Crosley Field. I don't know what year it was built, but I tell you, there's history in that field. I believe it was the first Major League Stadium to install lights, but I don't think it was the first to have a night game. I think it's somehow another team installed them a little later and scheduled their first game a little earlier. And I'm not sure who it was. My guess would be, I don't want to guess. And it's an interesting, there's an interesting nuance to that key. And I believe it was in the, I'm not sure if it was the 30s or the 40s. I wouldn't be surprised if it was late 1938 or something. I wouldn't be surprised. It seemed very novel at the time. And you had your holdouts, and the longest holdout of all were the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley. But we also think about the history here at Crosley. I don't know if Johnny Vandermeer pitched his no-hitters. I don't know if the 16-year-old kid, his name escapes me, pitched here. The 61 team that won the pennant, they had Veda Pinson, Frank Robinson, good pitching, lots of history. I mean, I'd have to think, I forgot that guy's name. I don't know how far it goes. It does not go, I don't think it goes to dead ball. Here's Marichal taking his warm-ups. And it's going to be Lee May leading it off. This is a huge frickin' doubleheader for the Giants. And the best they can do is be 6 games behind the Giants with a sweep. Crosley Field opened in 1912. Oh, Kurt Miller, thank you. And I could look this up, folks, and I do generally when I'm just hanging and not broadcasting, and that is, you go back to 1912, then you're going back to the 1919 Reds, who quote unquote beat the Chicago White Sox, and I believe it was 5 games to 3, I think. That was a best of 8, or a best of 9, maybe it was called. You had to win 5 games. Well, Big Lee May steps in, and lots of power here, and it came from a lesser known, Pete Rose with a home run. May comes up here to lead off The bottom of the 7th, and here's Marichal still with the wind-up and the big kick, the pitch to May. And that's 210, popped him up to first for McCovey. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 7th for the Reds. Helms and Woodward are not bad hitters. Not much power, but they are average-wise. I'm not going to turn it over. 260s, that's fine. So Kurt Miller notes that the Cincinnati's Crosley field, the same frickin' field. Same frickin' field. I mean, how frickin' cool is that? You know, I bet you there's pictures. Lots of them of that field through the ages. That went through 2 world wars. The space age, I guess we could call it. And I mean, you can do a lot of things like JFK, 9/11, but I would say the digital age. The digital age. If you want, we can break it down to, we call up until the end of World War II, maybe when that bomb was dropped, Hiroshima. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying that was a new world order. And so you have the old world order before that. So it was 1912. You had the First World War. And Powell Crosley Jr., Kurt Miller notes, bought the struggling franchise, and the park was renamed after him. But it look at that, how that is gone now. That is gone. After all, he only owned the team for a while. Teams should be like political offices. You don't own them. You are occupying them right now, hopefully to the best of your ability. You are in there, you're gonna sell it, okay? And if you don't wanna sell it, you may have to when you die, because your family may not be able to or willing to maintain it, and they're gonna break it up and sell it. And it is no longer, that's really wild Crosley. We have 1 out, nobody on. Helms at the plate, we'll go back to Crosley in a minute. Marichal the pitch to Helms now. And you look at 4-7, and there is a base hit by Helms. I was just saying, Helms pretty good hitter. That was a 4-7 right-handed. Show a few pictures of Crosley back in the day. Same frickin', that's what Kurt Williams is saying. It's the same frickin' thing. May have been rebuilt and improved and all sorts of things, but that's a, well, shouldn't be so surprising. Fenway, I think, is what, 1917? Maybe Fenway's 1912. I forget sometimes. And Wrigley, I'm not sure what Wrigley was. You had some incredible small-time parks, like where the New York Highlanders played. When I started the 1911 replay, Strat-O-Matic baseball, I started to look into where the hell they were playing, and it's like unbelievable to look at it. It's in like where Washington Square is or something. Lights were installed in 35, Kurt Miller notes. You see, I had the 1938, and we don't try to prove here that we're big shits because we remember something. Come on. We're really a friendly bunch here, and it's if you're wrong, it's fun. Woodward at the plate, 1 out. I want to look at some pictures. in a minute. Woodward 0 for 2. FDR showed up for the first night game. Kurt Miller notes, and that's a great, that's a fantastic thing. And look at that, he probably flew in. Sure he did, right? Flew in by plane to Cincinnati from, I guess, from Washington, if that's where he was. It's not a short flight. That was 35, folks, and let's remember, this is his first term. And he's already signed off on many governmental programs. And some say he prolonged the Depression. Others say it was his trial and error persistence. If one thing didn't work, he would try something else. He was willing to change, and that did help. So it's debated by historians. I'm not an economist. I think you know that. And so I don't get into, I'd have to, I'm not very informed about some things like that, if you know what I mean. Here we go. We got a clarification here. Love clarifications. We have a clarification from one Kurt Miller, the great Kurt Miller. I'm sorry, he says FDR pressed a button from the White House to light up the park. He wasn't actually there. And you know what? That's more believable, and it's also wonderful. It's wonderful. It's freaking wonderful. It's progress. That's what it is. It's a sign of progress. And the rationale behind it, if I'm not mistaken, is economic. More people could go to games because it's in the evenings, you see? Okay, here's Woodward facing Marichal. He's got Helms on, first one out, bottom of the 7th. Here's Marichal on the pitch to Woodward. That's 1-9 right-handed, flies it to left, making him hit it in the air. Jim Ray Hart is there, and he makes the catch, and Helms will hold, gets back quickly to first. Marichal handling these Reds masterfully, if you don't mind me saying. He did allow the home run to Rose, but other than that, he, when he's had somebody on, no problem. And he even got out of the first in a big way. It's 2 outs now, Helms on first, and it's going to be Maloney. Yeah, you remember these days? Maloney would surely hit in the 7th. Come on, you know it. So that's some very, very, very interesting information from Kurt Miller on Crosley. And yeah, we're waiting for the end of this half inning. We'll take some look at some pictures. Jim Maloney now on the mound. He's a good hitter. 0 for 2 today. Marichal and the pitch. That's going to be 3-4, and he chops it to second, and that's for Hunt. And throws it on, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit to Marichal. We've gone 7. Did you know that we have a doubleheader today? Did you know that? I am just saying. if you knew that. And we are going to look at some pictures of old. Would you mind that, Kurt Miller? Some old pictures of Crosley Field, not for a long time. Just for a little bit, just to see if we can get into the glow of this. I'm sorry I don't have the year for this. Let me get that quickly. Don't tell me this is 69. You gotta be kidding me. I guess, yeah, because it's the way people are dressed. Absolutely. This is, wow, what a look here. Now, this is not it really early on. This is 69, it's last year. Look at the grass, beautiful grass. I don't know where it was located, people. In Cincinnati. They had bleachers. I guess you could say the fans were pretty far from the infield. That's a big infield, if I'm not mistaken, bigger than usual. Bigger foul territory than I'm used to in old parks. Look at that center field out there. Kurt Miller, thank you. He notes on March 28, 1961, Pal Crosby Jr. died of a heart attack. He was 74 years old. Kurt notes that Crosley Field hosted the All-Star game, and you say with Red Ted Kluszewski, I guess you mean he was in that game. Something that is of note. Let's not forget that they won pennants in 39 and 40. I think they lost both times to the Yankees, but I'm not sure. But they won, and they had Ernie Lombardi behind the plate. Ernie Lombardi, if I'm not mistaken. This is right off the top of my head. Let's take a look at some more of Crosley Field. Just taking a few minutes here to look at some history here. You're not going to believe this if I show this to you. I don't want to waste your time with too much. But I can confirm this one very well. I want to show you one more. Holy cow, this might be it. And again, it's the same place they're playing right now. This is Crosley Fields, the best I can get right now. Opening day in 1912. It's a different angle from the other view. That blows my mind, people. That frickin' blows my mind. Yeah. He's saying, look at that short perch in left field. Are you talking about this or this? You talking about this small bunch of people? Looks like it's, wow. And then this whole area here. Which one are you talking? Both? And it goes back underneath. That's good for rainy days. And for those of you who are wondering, here in 1912, how so many people, well, it was opening day, but just in general, how baseball got so popular. The question is why? What are the reasons it became so popular? And there are some great documentaries that go through the social and anthropological developments of baseball. 362 left. Well, That's a little short, but that's not bad, is it, Kurt Miller? That's a pretty good shot, isn't it? Or is that, I don't think that's short, especially in those days. Look, they got plenty of room in the foul lines. Kurt Miller, am I right about that? Plenty of room in the foul lines. The president was Howard Taft. And in this opening day game, the Cincinnati Reds played the Chicago Cubs and defeated them. I don't have the score. Holy cow. Holy cow, 328 in 1958. I wonder, did that stay and did that help Frank Robinson and Vada Pinson and Klaczewski? 328. That's pretty short. I think, believe it or not, the Polo Grounds was 257 to left when Thompson hit that home run. I could be wrong, but that's outrageous. You could spit over left field. And now we learn they steal the signs. And arguably the single greatest moment, the quintessential great moment in baseball turns out to be tarnished. You can just really get into some of this. If you look, you'll see these three guys here. These look like three guys who somehow picked up a seat here on the roof. I hope they're safe. This was 111 years ago. I'm going to move on in a moment, but I just want to suggest, think about how everyone who was alive then is dead. This is a different era in human life. Sure, you have generations that come and go. You know, I've lived through now a lot of generations. You know, millennial and all that. You know, I'm baby boomer, if you will. You had war babies. They really didn't get into the habit of seriously naming and analyzing generations until baby boomer, in my opinion, from what I've read. But I do like to go back and think about how these people lived and these people died, and now it's our time. And this is the here and now. This is as present as you can be, to be alive today. And we have an opportunity to reflect, look back, and get a glimpse of life in 1912. So I thank you for this brief foray into nostalgia, into history, into American history, baseball history, and we're going to get back to this ball game. Yes, we are.
The best time to get a Reese's?
Woo! We're back to 2023. And you know, the time between 1912 to 1969 is only 57 years. From 69 to today is over 60 years. Think about it, folks. Think about it. Any thoughts on that? My Lord, Kurt Miller had helped those hitters. Jesus. It's been Maloney and Marichal. A 2-to-1 duel, I'd say. Giants leading. First of a doubleheader. Heading to the top of the 8th. And it will be Maloney pitching to the Giants. And McCovey comes up to lead it off. Damn. There was a guy named Groh, G-R-O-H, who used like a bottle bat or something on Cincinnati in the dead ball era. Grow or something, but I don't remember a lot. You know, of course, Plazinski. You know, Ernie Lombardi on the Reds. I wonder if Enos Slaughter was on the Reds then. McCovey leading it off here, and we're so sorry we get bumped around here. Low budget frickin' show here, but we try to straighten things out right away. Gonna move it over here, give you a better view of that dice table here. Okay, Maloney is ready. McCovey 2 for 3. Reached on a force twice, doubled in a run. He's knocked in both. Maloney winds and the pitch. 4-6 left-handed, and that is a drive hit out into center. Going back Tolan, he can't get to it. It's off the wall. McCovey rounds first and comes in with his second double of the ball game. Chuka Soba, Steve Aqualong, has arrived. And make sure you check out Steve's channel. He has great games, great replays. McCovey on second here with his second double of the ball game. Off Maloney in his second endurance inning. 2 hits, any combination of 2 hits and or walks, he is history. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Steve. Here's Jim Ray Hart now. Maloney. That's 2-6 against the right-hander, and that's a base hit for Hart. McCovey goes to third. So the Giants have first and third here with nobody out. And one more hit or walk. Maloney is fatigued here in the 8th. And there's action in the bullpen. Granger pitched in this game in real worlds. He is a right-hander, and he is warming up. His options in the second game, if they used anybody. We do that in double headers. We look and we see that they used a shitload of pitchers in the second game, which I would have an option to use. But I think we'll go with Granger here. And I even have Rybrandt a card app from, and Granger pitched in the second game. Holy cow. And he pitched in this game, so whoa. Lord. Here's Jim Davenport, top of the 8th. Oh, Kurt Miller gives a lot of Cincinnati there. He's talking home run hitters for the Reds teams. Wally Post, Gospel, Jerry Lynch. I guess you could say right for a short period, Frank Robinson. I don't know about Pinson. And then even this day last season, Perez hit 37. May hit, I think, 38 or something, you know. May hit a lot of home runs. 3 batters with over 30 home runs each, well over 30. So Maloney in trouble here, first and third, no outs, and Jim Davenport is the batter. Davenport 0 for 3. Here's Maloney. That's 1-4 right-handed. Fly ball right. This is going to be deep enough for Willie McCovey to tag. It was a 1-4 right-hand. Wait a minute. 1-4 right-handed hit to right. 4 rows, but it was hit deep enough. And a big run as McCovey trots home with another run. Knocked in this one by Davenport. It's nice to see Davenport do something. It was no outs. And that's going to make it a 3-1 game here. Kurt Miller notes that Johnny Bench is the all-time leader in Reds homers. That would not surprise me. I wonder how much he had, though. See, I've lost track of that. Was it over 500 or did he just miss it? Whoa, and here's Dick Dietz. 369. Sounds pretty much right. But he had some good 40 home run, 45 home run. I think in 1970. I could be wrong. I could always be wrong, people, about anything. It's Jim Ray on first, 1 down. Maloney hanging on a thread here. Dietz at the plate. And the pitch. That's 4-5, right-handed. It's hit well into the gap for a double. Let's see if Jim Ray is going to come home on this, Kathy Harden. Look at that, 4-5 right-handed. Maloney's through, by the way. 4-5 right-handed. It's a double to center. Hard rounding third. One to 12, unfortunately. And that was hit to center. It'll be a 1 to 10. And with the light hitting Lanier coming up, he's going to come home here. McCovey 1 to 10. Again, Jim Ray Hard, he's a 1 to 12. Just one out. Tolan in center, -2, 1 to 10. Here comes Hart around third, and the throw from Tolan. And he's out. Oh, he is out. Whoa. I gotta tell you, that was a daring move. It's only 2 outs, though. I believe Dietz stays at second. So it's 2 away, and now the light hitting Hal Lanier. In a clutch situation here. Already 1 run in, they figured let's go for another one. 50-50. Maloney has been knocked out. Thanks for the reminder. Steve Aquilong. Maloney is through. And like we had said, Wayne Granger was going to come in. But now it's going to be someone else. It's going to be Clay Karl. He pitched in the second game in Real Worlds. Maloney, the loser of record. He pitched 7 2/3 innings. He allowed 7 hits. He walked 4, he hit 1. That was Hunt in the buttocks. He struck out 3, and he is responsible for Dietz on second, and thus far has allowed 3 runs. And Clay Karl, the man who is still alive, who suffered a violent tragedy. Kurt Miller, are you asking me about Jethro Tull? Because wouldn't that go to Steve Aquilong? And I'm not sure what the metaphor was for Jethro Tull, but I saw it as more of a sort of a, I don't know, 19th century man who was bizarre and downtrodden, but I really don't know what the themes are to the Jethro Tull character. It's a good question. As Clay Karl comes up, oh boy, the violence. There was domestic violence with gun violence and deaths. Let me just say that in his life. He survived, he was shot. And I don't know how you ever get over that. I don't know how you know, I talk about myself with my glamorous life. A 17th century agriculturist who invented the seed drill. And was it a real person, Steve? That's awesome. He's really into Tull. And he's into Aqualung, I guess, in particular, or he just uses that to do what he wants to do. So it's 2 outs now with Hart thrown out at the plate by Tolan on Dietz' double. And you can see Dietz is hitting. Dietz knocked that in. The third run, and here's Karl, he's ready. It's going to be Lanier now. 2 outs, Dietz on second. Karl trying to finish this inning up. Both the band and the condition of my lungs. Wow. Wow, that is heavy, Steve. That is meaningful and heavy. Wow. Okay, Karl is ready. Lanier switch hitter, batting left. Here's the pitch. That's 1-5 right-handed, and he struck him out. Karl strikes him out to end the side. It was 1 run on 3 hits. They're lucky, actually, to get Hart, Tolan with that beautiful throw. But it was 1 run, and it's a 3-1 ball game now. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. And here's Juan Marichal now in his first endurance inning is the 9th. Whoa, excuse me. Oh, please excuse me. Marichal taking his warm-ups, 1 run on the Pete Rose home run. 6 hits in total. He has not walked a batter. Struck out 2. He has had wonderful control of this ball game. Because I know, Steve, that I believe you do have some medical issues with your lungs and breathing. I don't want to, get into it too much, but I hope it's all going well. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, the home Reds are trailing by 2. Giants need a sweep here today to cut that Giants lead to 6. And here's Pete Rose. He gets a big hand. Pete always gets a big hand here. Big hand for Pete Rose as he steps toward the batter's box. And Rose steps in the batter's box now. A Rose by any other name. Now that is an arcane, for me, and a cryptic message. What about that? How does that apply to what? I'm sure it can. And that is a very, very linguistic thing to say, to convey that words really do not have direct correspondence to their meanings. It's just, so there are onomatopoeias that the sound of the word is the sound of what it's referring to, like oink, meow, things like that. But other than the onomatopoeias, a rose by any other name is still a rose. So that's a bit of profundity. And isn't that from Shakespeare, Steve? I think that's Shakespeare. I mean, how profound is that, folks? That's epistemological and linguistic. The seed drill help yield crop eightfold. Oh, Kurt Miller, I feel the masses. I'm slow. I'm not in the, that may be a line from the thing. I'm not a Tull fan, but I appreciated their music. And of course, I think their signature song is Aqualung. And it has just an awesome mood. I could probably spend more time and think about how I want to describe it, but I think it was well produced, an almost perfect song. I don't call any song perfect. Well, here's Marichal in his 8th inning, and he'll face Rose, who homered off him in the 3rd for the Reds' only run. We'll see how Marichal does to try to hold on to this lead. Here's Marichal now, the windup and the pitch to Rose. That's going to be a 5-9. Switch hitter batting left, chops it to second for Hunt. And he throws Rose out. I think anytime you throw Rose out, that's a win. And here's Bobby Tolan. Gets a good hand after that amazing throw to get Hart trying to come home. Marichal now. The pitch to Tolan. 110. He grounds it to second again for Hunt. 2 outs. And Alex Johnson comes to the plate. Alex 1 for 3 today. Marichal the windup, still with the big kick and the pitch to Johnson. And that is 5-9 right-handed. It's a dribbler to short, scooped up by Lanier with one hand, and then he throws it on over to McCovey, and that's a 1-2-3, keeping it on the ground, Juan Marichal. And we are in the midst of watching a great performance by Juan Marichal. Here at Crosley Field, it's 3-1 Giants. And there is a Giant contingent here, a Giant constituency, if you will, traveled by plane. They pool their money, they pool their resources. It's about a group of about 20 of them. And they're always here, and they usually have good seats. And they travel and follow their San Francisco Giants. I'm gonna throw my dinner in the oven. It takes 2 minutes or less. Tonight on the order, we haven't had it in about maybe 2 days. A double portion of Swedish meatballs. A double portion of Swedish meatballs with Chips Ahoy for dessert, along with some refrigerated Mike and Ike's that still have something in there. We have our cannabis, we have our water, and we have the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network, and I'm just waiting to hear from my son, hopefully around 5 p.m. I'm going to throw these in the oven right now. We're heading to the ninth. Maloney gets charged with 3 runs. Clay Karl comes out for his first complete inning. And here comes Juan Marichal. And don't forget, we got a second game in this doubleheader. And it will be coming up shortly. After this ball game. Karl is ready. Marichal 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Karl the right-hander. Marichal 2 WR. The pitch from Karl. That's 6-10. It's right-handed. It's a grounder to third X. That's going to be for Perez, a 433. This could be trouble for Tony to get to. 433. It's going to be a 7-4. It's a G3. Tony 6-12-13. 33-13. And he boots it. Oh, it was booted by Tony. I think his fielding improved as the years went on. I think I hope it got a little better. And that's the third frickin' error by the Reds today. One of them was consequential. Giants are gaining ground. Rhodes Scholar, the Giants need a sweep tonight to cut it to 6 games. This is we already played on this date. The Braves have already won. Okay. Braves already won. They beat the Dodgers on a walk. How did I forget? A walk-off home run by Cletus Boyer there. Oh, I have a highlight clip of it. If any of you are interested in seeing it, just let me know. It takes 10 seconds, the whole thing. So Marichal is on first. He'll take the jacket again. It's his 3rd time on base today. And here's Ken Henderson facing Karl. Because I queued it up on my X. Oh, I forgot to turn the fucking oven on. Oh, Lord help me, God, Jeff. Good thing. There we go. Okay, here's Henderson. Karl from the stretch with Marichal on first. Here's the pitch. That's 5-6, switch hitter batting left, and that's going to be a drive hit out deeply to right center, and it's dropping in, and that's going to be a triple by Henderson. Marichal comes home all the way from first. It is unearned. This is an error that was consequential. It is now a 4-1 ball game, and I think the Giant fans are quite pleased. The hometowners are not pleased. A triple by Henderson, and he had 4 in only 47 at bats. Look at it again, 5-6, switch hitter batting left, triple 1-3. It's a frickin' 2. A huge hit by Henderson, and he's 3 for 5 today. Here's Ron Hunt now. It's Henderson on third, no outs. The pitch from Karl. That is 6-8, right-handed, grounds to short, holding Henderson. And Woodward throws to Lee May for the first out. Here's Bobby Bonds. Bobby, 0 for 4. Struck out twice. Karl now. The pitch to Bonds. And that's 4-8 right-handed. He walked him. First and third, 1 out. And here's McCovey, 2 for 4, 2 doubles today. And I think the Reds are thinking of him as double play material here. Anybody out there? It's Bonds on first, Henderson on third, 1 down, top of the ninth, 4-1 now. Giants over the Reds, and this is the first of a double. The pitch to McCovey. That's 1-9. Oh, and he popped it up to first. Quite lucky. May under it. And that's only 2 outs. Lord. That's only 2 away. In a sea of trouble there. And here's Jim Ray Hart. Jim Ray hit by a pitch in the buttocks. Just like Hunt. He walked. He did single, try to come home on Dietz double, and was thrown out by Tolan. Not a big deal right now, as they have first and third, 2 down. Jim Ray Hart now, 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Karl trying to get out of this. And that's 4-4, right-handed, catcher X. This could be a pass ball, but I doubt it with Bench. That's 4-4, right-handed. Bench a 1-3. 1-3, that'll be a 9-1. It's popped up. 5-10-14. A 3. And he makes the catch. And that will retire the side. A little pop up to bench. And the side is retired. But another run, it was the error that started it off. Marichal reached on the error by Tony and then knocked home with the triple by Henderson. We are heading to the bottom of the ninth. This is the first of a doubleheader. And we'll go through the second game as best we are as able. We may have an interruption and then resume it in another broadcast. It's Juan Marichal for the win here, the complete game win, and boy, has he pitched some baseball today. And he will face Tony, Bench, and May, I guess the heart of the order. Giants down by 3 here. Here's Perez, 2 for 3. Marichal, the pitch. That's 1-8 right-handed. It's hit deep by Tony. Oh, it's high, it's long, and it's over the left field wall for a home run. Off Marichal. The second he's allowed today. He allowed the 1-2 Rose. Let's look at it again. 1-8. And there it is. That's the sweet spot. 1-8 right-handed clean. Right off the bat here in the bottom of the ninth to make it a 4-2 ball game. The regret or the relief is that there were not runners on base. You'd rather have that happen there than later. For Tony, we think it's 23. Now we do the ultimate confirmation that he has 23. It is, actually it's 25. And so that will be his 26th home run of the season. He's been underperforming. I think he had 30-something. 37. That's number 26 for Perez. Let me adjust him in the leaders. Sometimes the leaders are a little bit falling back. For Perez, that takes him in 6th place. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. Gotta be very careful. He's actually in He's actually in 8th place. Wynn and Tolan tied for 6th place with 27 home runs. Anyway, now we fix that up. Marichal trying to shake that off. And here's Johnny Bench. Anybody out there at all on live text, just to know, is it even working? Bottom of the ninth here. It's 4-2 now. And here's Bench. Oh, a scholar is listening. Each of these players, home run hitters. You'll have bench and then May. Rhodes Scholar for the Giants. To get out of this, Marichal is ready. Here's the windup and the pitch to bench. That's 212 right-handed, and that is a base hit by bench. Oh my. And Marichal is one hitter walk away from fatigue. Marichal pitched a complete game in real world, but Herbal, McMahon, and Lindsay came in the second game. We can borrow from that. Bench is a 1-12, so he's okay to run in my book. And where did Juan go hide? There he is. 4-2 game. And Lee May is the tying run at the plate. With Marichal. One hitter walk away from fatigue. Will this be another heartbreak for San Francisco? Here's Marichal from the stretch. The pitch to May. That's 4-7 right-handed. And that is a base hit. Oh my. A single and bench goes to third. Oh my, oh my. A 4-7 right-handed, and out comes Bristol. I think that I was told. And, oh, not Bristol, it's Clyde King, I believe. And that's it for Marichal, knocked out here in the ninth. There'll be a short break in the action. He pitched 8 innings. He did not walk a batter. He was stunning, but ran into trouble here in the ninth. They're going to pull him here, first and third, no outs. Oh, Lord. He's allowed now 2 runs, but oh, the Reds are so tough. It's going to be Tommy Helms due up, by the way. Let's see who's coming in here for Marichal. More ninth inning drama, my lord. Lindsay pitched in the second game. McMahon did not pitch in the last game for the Giants. Against Helms, I'm going with McMahon. I'm going with McMahon, Kathy. McMahon is coming in from the bullpen. So, you know, we have these people like Marichal as legends, but they get knocked out of ball games. Marichal allowed only 2 runs in 7 innings, and they were both home runs, one by Rose in the third, solo shots, then by Tony to lead off here in the ninth. They were both, and now bench singles and May singles sending bench to third. The tying run is on first base, Lee May, and it's going to be Tommy Helms once McMahon is at the mound, and he's going to take his warm-ups. And while he does that, we will take a break for about 2 minutes. My name's Jeffrey Guterman. First of a doubleheader, it's 4-2. Reds, bottom of the ninth, no outs, first and third. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Indeed, Kathy Harden. In frickin' deed. Oh, yeah. You gotta pace yourself. I think Kathy Harden put it very well if you read in the live chat. More ninth inning drama. I'm going to take a step outside. Rhodes Scholar believes in the Giants, in these Giants. It's going to be a tough one. McMahon is a good one. He's about as good as anybody they have in there. And he's taking his warm-ups. When we come back, it'll be Helms, Woodward, and then due up would be Clay Carroll. Who the fuck is Clay Carroll? Wait a minute. Where the hell is Karl? What's going on here? Here he is. They have not taken Karl out. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, folks. Sorry to add to the suspense. 4-2 Giants with the winning run at home plate in Tommy Helms. That smells so good. Oh. The pungency is just lovely. Well, we're back at Studio B for some ninth inning drama. And the Giants are counting on Don McMahon. I don't know if he was a veteran by then. I don't know if he was on the '62 Giants who won the pennant. I really don't know. But I know that he was an important part of this bullpen. He only pitched 24 innings. He must have been hurt. Well, we're freaking using him. He had 2 saves. He is eligible for the save with no outs. And the score 4-2. First and third. It's going to be a tall order here. And here comes Tommy Helms. There's really nobody we would use to pinch hit for him. The Reds looking for something big from Helms. Here's McMahon from the stretch. And the pitch to Helms. That is 6'5" right-handed. It's a grounder to short. And that's for Lanier. He's good, but sometimes he boots it. He's at 229. This could be big. That's a 9-2. It's a G2. And he's an E29. That's going to be 478. That's pretty high. But on a G2, with runners on first and third, they force bench and Perez scores. So Lanier throws to second, not bench, to force May, I'm sorry. And bench scores, and that will put Helms on first with only 1 out. Oh my, and that's charged to Marichal. You can't blame McMahon. And we're going to see if they're going to bring a hitter in here for Woodward. They also have one for Karl. If anybody is worth coming in, Woodward is coming up to hit. Helms is the tying run on first here. It's a 4-3 ball game now. McMahon trying to save this. Again, Helms on first, just 1 out. Here's McMahon. 1-9 right-handed, fly ball left. A lazy fly to Jim Ray Hart. He's under it. He makes the catch. 2 away, Kathy Harden. 2 away. And Helms holds on first. He's the tying run. And there will be a hitter for Clay Karl, who pitched 1 1/3. And it looks like, shit, it looks like he's the loser of record with the winning run, this fourth run. Jesus. And it was unearned. Unless he was going to hit here for Karl now. And close out Juan with him forced out. Close him out. That's going to be three runs for Juan today. Still pitched great baseball. Let's see who's coming up now. We need a batter, the umpire calls. Bristol, the Reds manager, screams out, "I'm thinking." Against the right-hander, McMahon. It's a tough call, but it's going to be Jimmy Stewart. Switch hitter. Last hope for the Reds here. He could win it with a home run. Rose comes out on deck. Stewart steps in the box here with 2 outs. The tying run on first, Helms. Stewart, the winning run. Switch hitter batting left against McMahon. Oh my God, look at him. Look at McMahon against left-handers. Oh, I made a mistake. Christ. It's too late. And it's good not to look at the cards too much like that anyway to game the system. Here's McMahon now. The pitch to Stewart. Serves him right. 4-7, gets it on McMahon's card, and he struck him out. It serves them frickin' right. And that's all built into the game. 2 runs for the Reds in the bottom of the 9th. The final score, and it was a tough one. Giants 4, Reds 3. We'll be back in a moment with the wrap-up. And then the short break between games. Well, that just about does it here from Studio B. I'm Jeffrey Guterman. What a game it was. Marichal was tough all the way until the ninth when he allowed a home run to Tony Perez to make it 4-2. Oh, bench singled, May singled. Helms reached on a force, bringing bench home. It was now 4-3. And with 2 outs, Jimmy Stewart came up the switch hitter. And little did they know that McMahon is so tough against left-handers, my goodness. And he struck him out to end it in a flourish. The Giants now 6 1/2 games behind. Our second game is already set up, less the fielding ratings. I don't know the extent to which I'll be able to finish it, but I'm going to take a break and at least give it a go. Big win for the Giants, a tough win for the Giants. It will be Bolin for the Giants starting in the second game, and Jerry Adigo for the Reds. The Reds lineup is identical to the first game. In this second game, Mays will play center. Mason will play third, and Barton will be doing the catching. Bench catching both ends of these games here today. We'll let you take a gander at this box score. I need to take out the garbage. We're going to have the second game coming up in due course. I want to thank you for all being here. This has been a broadcast of the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network, and we've enjoyed having you. It'll be, it'll be 15 minutes, give or take. My name's Jeffrey Guterman. Stay strong, everybody. Stay well. I'll be back in about 15. Thank you, Kathy Harden.
Ready to be an e-commerce pioneer?
If any of you missed it, I have the walk-off home run by Cletus Boyer linked right here. And I think I'll just show it to you since we're in a break between games and a meal break. Up. And the pitch to Boyer. That is 2-9, left-handed, it's hit deep, and the ball game is over. A walk-off home run by Cletus Boyer. Oh, Kathy Hart. What a frickin' ball game. What a tearjerker for the Dodgers and everybody else who cares. A walk-off home run off Brewer. Look at it again, folks. 2-9. Look at it in black and white against the left-hander. Home run 1-10. It's gone. Oh, the humanity. Cletus Boyer is being mobbed at home plate. You'd think they'd won a championship. Up. And the pitch to Boyer. That is 2-9, left-handed, it's hit deep, and the ball game is over. Walk-off home run by I might as well tell you this now, rather than lead you on. I didn't know I would feel this way, but I'm waiting for such an important phone call. It could come anytime within the next hour. I'm in no condition to play game 2 right now. If I'm up to it, I will post game 2 for a little later this evening. And if not, I'll do it in the morning. Please understand. Game 2 will be Bolin for the Giants and Arrigo for the Reds.